tried to assassinate Donald Trump. They've tried to assassinate me too because of the successful strike against
Good evening and welcome. Thanks very much for tuning into NDTV, because as always, on every story that matters, the buck stops here. You know, generally here in India, we are very, very excited about elections. Every single detail, every single development, every story is tracked. We're basically an election-geared country. But it seems for the Congress, election brings more of a headache than excitement. Because as we are inching closer to these 5 assembly elections, the cup of woes for the Congress is running over. Today morning brought scenes for the grand old party that no one would want to see right on the eve of polls. Sitting Congress MP from Assam, Pradyut Bordoloi, joined the BJP, saying that he had faced suffocation, internal humiliation and a lack of support from the party leadership. Next in line will be Nabajyoti Talukdar, Vice President of the party in Assam, who has also tendered his resignation, citing prolonged dissatisfaction with the functioning, lack of coordination and failure by the party in addressing his concerns. And before all of this, already 3 suspended MLAs of the Congress had joined the BJP just at the beginning of this month. All of these gentlemen had been suspended last year from the Congress for extending their support to the Himanta government while they continued to be a part of the Congress. Imagine, MLAs of the Congress in Assam declared that they will support the Himanta government. Why? Because apparently it is working for the development of India. What is interesting though is that while Bordoloi has spoken of a general lack of communication from the Congress leadership, today he also singled out another person and another reason. He said that Member of Parliament of the Congress, Imran Masood, who is a part of the screening committee of the Congress for the Assam polls, is one of the reasons that he wanted to leave the party. Why? Because he is hurt by Imran Masood's statement that he would not sing Vande Mataram.
कोई बोल रहा है कि एक सीट के लिए मैं छोड़ रहा हूं, ये बात गलत है. बट पर्सन लाइक इमरान मसूद जो उनके लिए बैटिंग कर रहे थे, और इमरान मसूद खुद भी एक बहुत कम्युनल लोग है, सब जानते हैं, जो वंदे मातरम कांग्रेस का जो कल्चर है, कांग्रेस कल्चर का एन इंडिस्पेंसिबल पार्ट. एनी कांग्रेस कांग्रेगेशन हम लोग हमेशा वंदे मातरम से शुरुआत करते हैं. ये सज्जन जो कांग्रेस पार्टी ने रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दिया था असम को देखने के लिए और टिकट ये जो उसको करने के लिए उनको जो दिया था, वो हिमसेल्फ इज अ वेरी कम्युनल पर्सन एंड ही हैज स्टार्टेड promoting and patronizing criminal elements, which probably is the last straw.
Very unfortunate, and I think he was upset over one ticket allocation, and I think that I wish that we had a chance to have a conversation about it. It's unfortunate.
Just 2 years ago, the Congress party offered him the opportunity to contest the Lok Sabha ticket from Nagaon. So people of Assam want to see an Assam without Himanta Sarma as the Chief Minister. Current Nagaon Lok Sabha Member of Parliament wants to continue Himanta Sarma as the Chief Minister. Well, that is his decision, which is rather unfortunate. I don't think that one difference of opinion over one seat is the reason to leave a party and join the rival.
Well, hopefully, eventually, the Congress MP who has now switched to the BJP will clarify whether he left because of the communication or the lack of communication from the leadership or communalism on the part of Imran Masood. But this isn't the Congress's only headache at this point. In election season, the grand old party seems to be hurtling from one crisis to another. Just this week, the Rajya Sabha elections brought embarrassment when 11 of the Congress's MLAs voted across Odisha, or rather they cross-voted across Odisha, Haryana and Bihar. The result, at least 2 candidates who were supported by the BJP managed to win. In Haryana, that awkwardness continues even today. After the party revealed that 5 of its MLAs had cross-voted in the Rajya Sabha polls, 2 MLAs, Gokul Setia and Nangal Chaudhary, sat on a dharna. Why? They said that we didn't even cross-vote. Their names are being unnecessarily dragged through mud, and they challenged the party leadership to name all the MLAs who had actually defied the party whip. Now, with the Congress plagued by headaches aplenty, it's but natural. The BJP has got a chance to glow and say, I told you so.
कांग्रेस में कुछ बचा है क्या? कल आपने देखा कि कांग्रेस यदि बेंच पर नहीं चढ़े, डेस्क पर नहीं चढ़े, स्पीकर के ऊपर यदि वो कागज नहीं फेंके, तो कांग्रेस पार्टी में तो बहस करने की कोई कुव्वत, काबिलियत, खासियत ही नहीं है ना। कल जब स्पीकर साहब के साथ समझौता होके ये तय हुआ कि हम लोग ये सब कोई काम नहीं करेंगे, तो आपने देखा कांग्रेस बेंच में कोई आदमी था? आपने देखा? तो कांग्रेस समाप्ति के कगार पर है, इसीलिए आज प्रद्युत बारदोलई ने इस्तीफा दिया है। कल गौरव गोगोई भी इस्तीफा दे दे तो बहुत बड़ी बात थोड़े हो।
The Congress party in Assam has become a party of Mia Muslims. This is why one after the other, every Hindu leader in Assam is leaving the Congress ship and is telling the Congress party that it's a pro-infiltration, illegal infiltration party. Under Rahul Gandhi and Gaurav Gogoi, the Congress party has become a party which backs the fringe, is anti-Hindu, anti-Assam.
Which makes one ask, is this the BJP's psyops against the Congress right before the election, to kick them when they are down, to cripple them by engineering these exits so that the overall morale of their opponent is pulled down? Or is this really leaders within the Congress who are giving a vote of no confidence to their party's leadership? Joining us on the debate, Rohan Gupta, national spokesperson of the BJP, Harshvardhan Tripathi, senior journalist, Rashid Kidwai, senior journalist. And my first question is to Kirip Chaliha, who is a senior leader of the Congress. You know, you can keep blaming the BJP, Mr. Chaliha, but there has to be something wrong going on within the Congress, because it's not just about Navjyoti Talukdar, it is not just about Pradyut Bordoloi, it's about Bhupen Bora, Shakil Ahmed, Manishankar Iyer, Sophia Firdaus, Ramesh Jena, Dasrati Gamango. And there are countless such names who are leaving the party or speaking up against the party across states and across years.
Well, you see, Padmaja people have this tendency of somehow or other going away from the opposition party to ruling party if they get an offer. And since I think because BJP has been quite sympathetic and quite very desirous to bring in Congress to their fold, because they lack the organizational leadership within them. So all kinds of leaders at various states level or national level are being brought to the BJP.
Sir, but
I'm not saying that
is not all kinds of leaders. I suspect he would have been a part of the Congress for longer than you have.
Yes,
he has been there for 51 years. Bhupen Bora has been in the Congress since 32 years. These are people who have grown up from NSUI, sir. Their political career is longer than a lot of others in the Congress right now.
Padmaja, with due respect, I don't say that I am junior to them, because I have brought them, many of them I had brought to the Congress party. Now, Pradyut, if I remember, when Ulfa was against us and I was the Youth Congress president, in fact, I wanted to make him the Youth Congress president. Then, he got scared and he went off and took a job in the plum job in Oil India. So then he was totally off when we fought Alpha and AGP. Then similarly, Nabo Talukdar, whom we are naming as a big leader, everybody knows that he was like my younger brother. So and they know that if Pradyut is Sanko Panja or whatever it is, I mean one is both of them move together. Now, so far as Bora is the PCC president is concerned, I think he had certain grievances and he had no option out. He had to take advantage of being in power.
So, sir, why weren't those grievances addressed? That is the question. You've got people like Pradyut Bordoloi, like I said, this is not just limited to Assam. Why are your MLAs in Bihar, in Haryana, in Odisha,
doesn't have even 10 votes.
Are you saying all of them are corrupt, all of them are compromised, all of them are scared, all of them have ED cases? There must be some problem within, right?
Compromise. No, yes.
And nobody is saying that the
there's no
BJP is
commitment.
holier than
There's no
thou.
commitment.
Yes, the
There's no
BJP is poaching your leaders. Yes, the BJP will try to break your party. Yes, the BJP will play dirty. But there must be some problem within that your party leaders will want to break away. People who've stayed with your party for 50 years.
Yes. Yes, we everywhere you have to fight for survival. You have to fight and go on improving. And I'm sure that once this black ships go off, things will again settle down. We have time because it's not that it's coming today.
Mr. Chaliha, with all these black sheep leaving, I hope only one sheep will not be left. At some point, there have to be some sheep to make a herd, na? Otherwise, there will be no herd. Everyone who leaves cannot be deemed the black sheep.
We have got over these stages. We have fought with cadres who died in front of us in our hands. We are shot.
I will come to that in a second. Rashid Kidwai, let's get a realistic analysis. You know, we will talk about the politics of this defection in just a second. You've seen the party from inside for decades. What is ailing the Congress right now? Why is it that this trickle has turned into a flood? And that too on the eve of elections.
Padmaja, you asked me?
Yes.
Yeah. So Padmaja, there are two factors. One is a electoral strategy being applied by Mr. Himanta Biswa Sarma to, it's an orchestrated design to give an impression that, the Congress house is not in order, it is fragmented and it is breaking. So this also shows a kind of anxiety, it betrays a sense of, concern on the part of Assam Chief Minister, because I can understand that, people on the Congress are being unhappy. But if somebody is unhappy, you don't join the enemy camp. Ideologically, people who are ideologically not have been opposed to the Congress. Mr. Krip Chalaiya, I have known him for last 2 decades. There have been moments, he may not admit, that he had a lot of problems within the Congress, but that didn't mean that he would leave the Congress. So therefore, either the people who are defecting, and this applies to all defectors, either they're being untrue, while they were in Congress, or they're being untrue in the new political party that they've joined, that being the BJP. This is one part of it. The second part is, of course, the very poor, management on the part of the Congress party. The AICC General Secretary, what is their job? Their job is to make an assessment and inform the central leadership. What is Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge is doing as a Congress president? I don't understand if people are meeting Himanta Biswa Sarma and if parties know. I know that at least there are 12 leaders of consequence from Assam who have been in touch with with the Assam Chief Minister for past 6 months. Why the party is not being, doing proactive, taking any kind of preemptive exercise and issuing disciplinary show cause notice or expelling them or taking some kind of action. So there's two sides of it. One is that the Assam Chief Minister is proactive. He wants to cover, the anti-incumbency factor and other things that are going against him. And the second part is incompetence on the part of the Congress party leadership.
Okay, we will just come to the second part in a second. But the problem is, since you said that there is a lackadaisical attitude, we've got news coming in and major discontent continues to brew in the Congress. You may have got these 6 exits in the last few months, but that is not where it is going to stop, because sources are telling NDTV that very soon more leaders could leave the Congress in Assam. There is huge anger against Gaurav Gogoi, against Bhavar Jitendra Singh, even against the Congress High Command. In fact, so much so that sources are telling NDTV's Manoranjan Bharti, if no changes are made, Himanta Biswa Sarma could soon empty out the Congress altogether. बाबा, पर यहां पे कहा जा रहा है कि बीजेपी सबको तोड़ रही है. अंदर इतना गुस्सा क्यों है? कहां प्रॉब्लम है?
देखिए, दिक्कत ये हो गई है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी जो है वो अपना मैनेजमेंट उनको ठीक करना होगा. उनको पता है कि ये सारी चीज़ें पार्टी में चल रही है, लेकिन कोई उन विधायकों तक पहुंचने की कोशिश नहीं कर रहा है. यही चीज़ आपने देखा बिहार में, जो 3 कांग्रेस के विधायक नहीं आए, कोई भी उनके पास नहीं गया. कोई भी यहाँ से सेंट्रल ऑब्जर्वर नहीं भेजा गया बिहार कि जाइए कांग्रेस के विधायकों से बात कीजिए. सेम चीज़ आसाम में हो रहा है. और इसके बाद हेमंत बिस्वा शर्मा ने जो एक ये कहा है कि सारे हिंदू विधायकों को मैं तोड़ लूंगा, वो एक बड़ा डेंजरस चीज है और कांग्रेस को इन सब चीजों से बचना होगा। चूंकि स्क्रीनिंग कमेटी के अध्यक्ष जो है प्रियंका गांधी है, उनका नाम जोड़ा जा रहा है। कांग्रेस का कहना है कि उनका काम केवल ये था कि वो कैंडिडेट का चयन करें और प्रद्युत बोरा के बरदलोई के बेटे को भी टिकट दे दिया गया था। अब कांग्रेस का कहना है कि यदि उनके बेटे को भी टिकट दिया फिर भी वो जा रहे हैं तो हम क्या करें, लेकिन इससे आप सच्चाई से इनकार नहीं कर सकते। सच्चाई बहुत गहरी है और कांग्रेस को उस पर मंथन करना
नहीं, और ये तो बहुत ही एक बुरा मैसेज जाता है ना। लॉजिकली स्पीकिंग आपसे मैं ये पूछूंगी, प्रद्युत बोरदोलोई आज सुबह बीजेपी में जा चुके हैं, उनके बेटे का टिकट अभी तक क्यों नहीं काटा गया है? कांग्रेस को प्रोएक्टिवली बाबा प्रद्युत बोरदोलोई के बेटे का टिकट काटना चाहिए, रादर देन वेट कि वो खुद कहें कि मैं कांग्रेस छोड़ करके इस टिकट को लात मार करके जा रहा हूं। उनको आप बाहर निकाल कीजिए उस पार्टी से।
और आज उनसे हमारी बात हुई पार्लियामेंट में, उन्होंने कहा कि बेटा डिसाइड करेगा। और कल जब उन्होंने कहा था कि उनके खिलाफ एक कांग्रेस के जो विधायक हैं उनको पंचायत चुनाव में जान से मारने की धमकी थी, मैंने कहा कि इसका टिकट काट दो, वो झगड़ा वहां से शुरू हुआ है। और उसी चीज का फायदा जो है हेमंत बिस्वा शर्मा ने, जो मुख्यमंत्री ने उठाया, वो भी आज पार्लियामेंट में थे, उनसे भी हम सबकी लंबी बातचीत हुई। तो मुझे लगता है कि ये खेल आपको थोड़े दिनों और देखने को मिलेगा। लेकिन कांग्रेस के पास चुनौती है। गौरव गोगोई जो कि एक यंग चेहरा है, जिसके कंधों पर बहुत बड़ा भार दिया गया है, कैसे सबको साथ रखते हैं, ये चुनौती है। लेकिन कांग्रेस के लोग ये भी कहते हैं कि पिछली बार की टैली से हम अपनी टैली थोड़ा अधिक कर लें तो भी हम अपनी जीत मानेंगे।
Baba, thank you very much for joining us on that bit of story. Mr. Chaliha, please respond to this. देखिए, you can keep blaming the BJP, but the fact of the matter is, like they say, झुकती है दुनिया झुकाने वाला चाहिए, टूटती है पार्टी तोड़ने वाला चाहिए. It is the nature of power that you would want to decimate your opponent. Why aren't you, like I asked earlier, removing Pradyut Bordoloi's son from your party immediately, proactively, considering that he has said all the things that he has about the Congress?
I think that, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you.
You know, in Bihar, let me give you an example. Bihar, you had one MLA who, after cross-voting in the Rajya Sabha elections, was asked by a reporter, "Sir, why did you cross-vote?" He said, "I did not like the candidate which was fielded by the RJD." Why is it that these people, and he said that nobody contacted me.
There are,
and they are still sitting pretty in the party.
No,
Why?
I agree. I agree because I think the organization needs competent people. I believe in that. In fact, I have been writing about that to Madam also, and I have also written to Rahulji also. We have told them that it's high time that...
Mr. Chaliha, these letters are being written since the Antony report. I am sorry, I feel like I was in school when I first heard of these letters, and I'm still hearing of these letters. Is anyone answering your letters?
Not everybody is answering, but the point is there are two sides. Number one, the organization at the organization level, the touch with the root has been somehow or other severed. Number two, the opportunist people are going for quick gains and corruption and all that advantages that they have for power. They were never so. But the fact is, if somebody with such a background can remain ministers for 15-20 years and then become MPs from a Muslim majority seat, and then he teaches, talks about some personal fault of certain MPs of a different state, and in the fact that fact also remains that he was totally opposed to Mallikarjun Kharge ji and was supporting Shashi Tharoor, and at that time itself many people, in fact I told the High Command that look, these people are being brought by certain political leaders in BJP and look, minister.
Despite the fact that you have raised these concerns, not only was Pradyut Bordoloi fielded from Nagaon, but his son has also been given a ticket. By the way, a seat which originally Gaurav Gogoi could have contested. He moved to Jorhat, he gave Nagaon to Pradyut Bordoloi, and today he's left your party. But anyway, let me bring in Rohan Gupta now. You know, there has to be some ethic. Today the Congress is saying, fine, you are on a high. Are you going to run a bulldozer through the entire Congress party? And let me just refresh your memory a little bit. If you could pull up that tweet on the 2nd of August 2025, Rohan Gupta, here is what your party in Assam had tweeted. Those who live in glass houses should not throw stones. Pradyut Bordoloi, one of the most corrupt, manipulative, power brokers Assam has ever seen, plundered the state mercilessly during his tenure. No wonder he now lives in his Sheesh Mahal in Guwahati, built on the ruins of public trust and taxpayers' money. And today the street has been deleted, by the way. Rohan Gupta, I mean, now that corrupt, manipulative power broker is welcome in your party, only because the Congress is not speaking to him.
See, Padmaja, there are two aspects to this. See, number one, the way today's Congress party, they are totally cut off from the ground feedback. They don't know कि धरातल की सच्चाई क्या है. Their narrative, the top leadership narrative is only decided by the darbaris around the top leaders. I'll give you examples. Congress has lost so many elections. You have seen Haryana, you've seen Delhi, you have seen Bihar. What action has been taken? The people who have been taking decisions for years, is there any action against them? No. Because they have put in mind of Rahul Gandhi that we are losing because of the vote chori. I'm telling you very, very important thing, because they are not ready to accept the ground reality that what party is talking, what the ground reality is, that is not what the party's policy is. And then whenever these kind of results come, the same darbaris, they continue their power, they continue taking rules. Obviously, it will be frustrating to anybody. We decided that the party has given this, that. Obviously, these individuals who have left the party, they have also given too many things to party.
Okay, sure. So let them leave. No, why are you welcoming them with open arms? If they are such tainted characters, let them leave the party. Why is it that they are allowed to make a beeline into your party?
Again, whenever a person leaves, he was a senior leader. Obviously, in politics, obviously, when you are in opposition party, there are many allegations. Even Rahul Gandhi makes that PM is compromised. So does that mean that those allegations as a political party, if senior leader comes to you and he is not happy with their party, what is wrong? Congress is also doing the same thing.
Okay, I will tell you what is wrong, because ultimately the voter thinks that the only thing that matters is power. Harshvardhan ji, just a second.
No,
you know what the irony is? This weekend on Sunday, NDTV was in Guwahati. We had the NDTV power play. Pradyut Bordoloi was actually representing the Congress on our platform. And when we asked him about Himanta Sarma, who he is accompanying all over Delhi today, listen to what this same gentleman who was feeling suffocated today had to say about the BJP, the CM and the PM. Listen.
The Honorable Prime Minister can say anything to, perpetuate this polarization of politics. Our Chief Minister may say anything, but it is not going to stick on the Congress party. Because Congress party is, again I'm saying, has always taken up the cudgel on behalf of the downtrodden, for the poor people, always, and irrespective of caste, creed and religion.
बताइए हर्षवर्धन जी, अब किसको ब्लेम किया जाए इस चेंज ऑफ हार्ट के लिए?
नहीं, मैं तो बस जिसको
anybody.
I'll come back to you, Rohan Gupta. Harshvardhan ji.
Okay.
पद्मजा जी, मैं कह रहा हूं कि मैं तो बस उम्मीद करता हूं कि दिसपुर से किरीट चलिहा जी को टिकट मिल जाए, नहीं तो इनका भी हृदय परिवर्तन होगा और आपके साथ ही या किसी रिपोर्टर के साथ ही बीजेपी का
कभी don't dare to tell like that. Don't dare to talk like that. Don't dare to talk like that.
Sir, Pradyut Bordoloi was speaking with the same vehemence 3 days ago. Much as I respect you, Mr. Chaliha, you just heard Pradyut Bordoloi. He was waxing eloquent on the secularism of the Congress just 3 days ago. जब change of heart होता है ना, तो ऐसा suffocation होता है that the mind stops working.
Just because somebody's husband is cheating you, just because somebody's husband is cheating the wife, everybody's husbands don't cheat wives. So don't equate everybody with everybody.
Okay, that's a fair point. Harshvardhan ji, this is getting very personal. Please do not make that comparison.
नहीं, सॉरी चलिया साहब, अगर आपको इतना ये कहते हैं ना कि हर्ट कर गया, लेकिन कांग्रेस की स्थिति तो यही है.
नेचुरली आपको जैसा आप ही होता है.
मैंने आपका पहला स्टेटमेंट सुना, मुझे साफ दिखाई दिया कि कांग्रेस के स्टेट लीडर की ग्रीवांसेज राहुल कांग्रेस के नेता एड्रेस नहीं कर रहे हैं. और नहीं तो आप इस डिबेट को, पद्मजा के साथ इस डिबेट को दोबारा सुनिएगा तो आपको समझ में आएगा आपने क्या क्या कहा. मैं आपके बीच
देखिए मैं भी कर
आपके बीच में नहीं बोल रहा था. मुझे पूरा करने दीजिए प्लीज. अब कांग्रेस की मुश्किल क्या है?
ठीक है, मुझे
कांग्रेस पार्टी की तरफ से कहा जाता है कि प्रद्युत बोरदोलोई जिस कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी से नागांव से आते हैं, वहां 65% मेजॉरिटी मुस्लिम है, फिर भी वो चले जा रहे हैं. उनको ये डर नहीं लग रहा है. कांग्रेस की तरफ से कहा जाता है कि सोफिया फिरदौस मुस्लिम विधायक हैं, वो भी क्रॉस वोटिंग कर जाती. बिहार, उड़ीसा, हरियाणा में बड़ी मुश्किल से बच गई सीट, नहीं तो यहां भी वो निर्दलीय जो भाजपा समर्थित था वो जीत जाए। इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? एडहॉक पे पार्टी चल रही कांग्रेस पार्टी, टेम्परेरली सब कुछ है, देयर इज नथिंग परमानेंट। और राहुल गांधी की अगुवाई में जिस तरह से बिहेव कर रही है, वो पॉलिटिकल पार्टी की तरह बिहेव ही नहीं कर रहे हैं, कॉमेडी सर्कस हो गया है। यहां एक नेता दूसरे पर आरोप लगाता है, 2 विधायक धरने पर बैठे होते हैं, वर्किंग प्रेसिडेंट की पत्नी के ऊपर आरोप लगता है, हुड्डा जी कुछ और कह रहे होते हैं। असम में स्थिति है कि सारे नेता जो कल तक हेमंत विश्व शर्मा से लड़ रहे थे, वो आज हेमंत विश्व शर्मा से खड़े मुस्कुरा रहे हैं। हो क्या रहा है कांग्रेस पार्टी? कांग्रेस पार्टी कॉमेडी सर्कस बन गई।
बोलूं
मिस्टर चलिया,
मैं एक आंसर दूं, मैं एक आंसर दूं, एक वन सेंटेंस।
गो ऑन मिस्टर चलिया।
वन सेंटेंस। हाँ, नरेंद्र मोदी जी सारा कांग्रेस को लेके जो आना चाहता है, उसको मालूम है कि बीजेपी का सब कोई काम का आदमी है ही नहीं। उधर अमित शाह चाहते हैं अपना ग्रुप बनाओ, तो हिमंत को पूरा ताकत दे रहा है कि सबको खरीदो, सबको लो। तो उससे हम लोग क्या करें? हम लोग तो फाइट करेंगे। हम लोग तो बोल रहे हैं कि हाँ, ये चुनाव जाने दो, फिर लड़ाई होगा।
हर्षवर्धन जी,
लेकिन हर आदमी को आप ऐसे मत सोचिएगा।
क्या सर्बानंद सोनोवाल हेमंत विश्व शर्मा को मुख्यमंत्री बनाए जाने के बाद भाजपा छोड़कर चले गए? नहीं गए। क्या भारतीय जनता पार्टी जब बहुत कमजोर?
नहीं, सुनिए, आपको उत्तर देता हूं। सुनिए, नहीं, अरे एक बात बोलने तो दीजिए।
बचे हुए हैं, 2029 तक वो सांसद हैं। कोई भी सांसद विधायक क्रॉस वोटिंग या पार्टी बदल लेना, इसका ये मतलब हुआ कि उस
अरे छोड़िए भाई, उसको बड़ा उससे ज्यादा बड़ा ऑफर मिल गया है। आपको क्या मालूम है भाई? उसको बहुत बड़ा ऑफर मिल गया, आपको क्या मालूम है? आप ऐसे ही बोलते रहे हो। सुनिए बात, आप जो बोल रहे हो, आप बोल रहे हो एक बात ना, एक जो बात बोले,
क्या ऑफर मिल गया
ना? मैं बोल ऑफर तो मिला है उसको, क्यों नहीं मिला? ऐसे ही जाएगा। आप ज्यादा जानते हो हमसे।
अरे तो आप बताइए,
ये सब लड़का को हम लोग बड़ा करके लाए हैं। मैं हाँ, नहीं, बात तो ऑफर मिला है, लोग दिया है।
ऑफर क्या मिला?
नरेंद्र मोदी किसको खाली कुछ नहीं देके क्या सारा कांग्रेसी को नहीं, कांग्रेसी को कैसे लाया गया है बीजेपी में? सारे कांग्रेस को इतना गाली देने वाला लोग सबको नरेंद्र मोदी जी क्यों लेके जा रहा है? क्यों आदमी नहीं है? आपका आदमी नहीं है और आपका आदमी नहीं है, आपका
तो बताइए
नहीं है। अभी असम में तो सारा कांग्रेसी को लेके जा रहे हैं। हम लोग बोल रहे हैं कि कांग्रेसी ले जाओ, जितना करप्ट आदमी है ले जाओ, हम लोग बनाएंगे।
But Mr. Chaliha, just a second, your logic doesn't really cut ice. Also, it's not very flattering to those who are staying back in the Congress, because by that logic, you are saying that the people who continue in the Congress are there only because they haven't got any offer from the BJP. Because let's be clear, when you are in power, you obviously will have more offers to give. There are more Rajya Sabha seats. There are more winnable seats that you are able to offer. But there are many congressmen and women who are continuing, right?
There are many people. Listen, don't generalize. Prabhada, don't generalize. There are many people who have suffered and still stayed back. There are many who even laid their lives. Don't forget.
No, they have, and nobody is discounting that, including, say, people like Pradyut Bordoloi, who are saying that we've been here for 50 years, Rashid Kidwai. I will just narrate to you a story which was posted today by Srinivas BV of an example that Rahul Gandhi gave. And you know what he said? He was speaking to his workers, and Mr. Gandhi said that when you had Fidel Castro fighting against Batista, people asked Castro and said, अरे आप अपनी टीम क्यों नहीं बनाते? He said, मेरी टीम बतिस्ता बनाता है। कैसे? कि बतिस्ता आकर के सारे जो टर्नकोट्स हैं, सारे जो वीक लोग हैं, सारे यूजलेस लोग हैं, उनको मार देता है। तो जो बच जाते हैं वो मेरी टीम हो जाती है। वही कांग्रेस के साथ हो रहा है। सारे यूजलेस लोग बीजेपी में जा रहे हैं और जो बच गए वो मेरी टीम है। So essentially he is saying, I don't care if you leave. You can go to hell. The ones who remain are my team. What does one make of this approach?
Strategy.
नहीं, मैं
Rashid Kidwai.
मानता हूँ कुछ बातें
views about questioning the Congress's inability to keep its flock together. But I find it very disappointing and hurtful actually the kind of tacit approval and endorsement we are giving to the defectors. Defection in parliamentary democracy across the world, particularly in Western democracies, is a curse, is unheard of. Here we are doing endorsement. look at you see, it's not that the dissent was not there in Congress, was there during Indira Gandhi's time, Rajiv Gandhi's time, Narasimha Rao's time, and people did leave. There were 45 breakaway Congress parties were formed one part of another, being Trinamool being one, NCP Sharad Pawar being one, YSR Congress being one. I can go on, Bangarappa Congress, Scindia Congress, so many. Post 2014, there is no split in Congress. There is no breakaway group. 150 leaders of consequence have left at regular interval, particularly when elections are round the corner. So therefore I am saying it's an electoral strategy that is being used on the part of BJP, which is grossly unethical. And of course there are a lot of allurements are there. What Mr. Kripchalaya is saying, I know, I can tell you how much money power is playing a role in all these defections. I can understand people being unhappy with the Congress, but why go to the BJP? Shankar Ayyar is not going to the BJP.
Okay, so
a lot of examples. ये जो देखिए एक वो जो है ना कि जो तुम on the part of, let me just conclude, on the part of Mr. Himanta Biswa Sarma, you see that the song goes, तुम जो इतना मुस्कुरा रहे हो क्या काम है जिसे छुपा रहे हो? What is there that you are leaning so much on the congressman or the ex-congressman now?
Okay, बताइए रोहन गुप्ता, क्या गम है जिसको छुपा रहे हैं?
Cover his flanks.
देखिए गम
कांग्रेसी आप ला रहे हैं, क्या गम है जिसको छुपा रहे हैं?
कोई गम नहीं है, गम तो जनता तय करती है। देखिए इन्होंने अच्छा सवाल पूछा, राशिद भाई अच्छे कांग्रेस के क्रिटिक भी है, शुभचिंतक है। What he talks is simple, that they are totally cut off from the ground level politics. I'll tell you what happens when a senior leader, when you see the appeasement politics in Assam, what is the core issue there? The appeasement politics. That is the core issue which you as a leader you cannot stand in the ground. You need to understand at the end of the day, even a politician is a human being, he is a social person. When you are totally, your party's narrative is totally cut off from the ground, what do you go and talk to people? You are opposing Operation Sindoor. You are going for Tushtikarana politics. You are questioning government at any point of time. You are attacking the government's AI summit. This is not BJP's AI summit, and you are glorifying it. You are questioning India, going outside India all the times. When LPG shortage is there, you are trying to create hawa out of it. How can you stand these kind of narratives when you go to the people? It is really frustrating. You need to understand that. And this kind of feedback goes from the lower level Congress leaders to the top leaders. They don't listen to it. Now you tell me, Revant Reddy telling it, Congress matlab Musalman and Musalman matlab Congress. You tell me, Padmaja, if you are any party, how can you go and stand this narrative? Yes, you talk about all the communities, but when you glorify, when you do Tushtikarana, when you do appeasement, that is not acceptable by the people. So it's not about getting something always. It's not about the power. It's not about the fear. It is about the self-respect.
Okay, and Rashid Kidwai, you will possibly smile. So did I, because all these leaders who left, at least in Assam, they said, oh, anti-national statements the. Bhupen Bora, he had a problem with Rakibul Rahman, the member of parliament from Dhubri of Congress. He said, there is a problem with him. Then you had today Pradyut Bordoloi expressing problems with Imran Masood not singing Vande Mataram. But doesn't the Congress actually play into this narrative of Himanta Biswa Sarma when he says all the Hindus are going to leave the Congress, only the Muslims will be left? When Imran Masood says, Pradyut Bordoloi came from a seat which has 65% Muslims. How can he go into the BJP? You yourself are creating the narrative that the Congress only cares for one thing and gives the BJP an excuse for this politics.
Padmaja, there is a big paradox. On the one hand, we are saying that, the Muslim leaders like, Sophia Firdaus and others, and, they are betraying the Congress. On the other hand, you see the charges that the Congress indulges in, minority appeasement, and therefore people are leaving. All these things are legitimate, but I am on the eve of election. That I find it very intriguing, and you join the, the people you have been opposed to. And this is something that begs an answer. See, if Imran Masood, we all know what Imran Masood stands for, his statements have been there. When did Mr. Bordoloi realize that Imran Masood is someone who is not ideologically compatible to him? On the eve of election, when his son was getting ticket. Now, this is where we need to look at the applied side of politics. Just Kesri ji used to say, इनके हृदय में कमल का फूल खिला, तो कमल का फूल क्यों खिल रहा है?
तो सर, जिनके हृदय में कमल का फूल खिलता है, उनको पहचान के पहले ही कमल के पास भेज दीजिए ना. Why do you wait for वो अपने दिल में कांग्रेस में रह के कमल का फूल खिलाते रहे? Because ultimately it's the image of the Congress that suffers. BJP gets a chance.
कमल का फूल ये पैसे की वजह से खिल रहा है. कमल का फूल पैसे से खिल रहा है. आप किसी से भी असम में पूछ लीजिए.
Okay, let me just give a few examples though, because this issue, like we've been saying from the beginning, is not limited to Assam. It has happened, this cross voting has happened across states, it has happened with people who have been old timers in the Congress, and it's the nature of power. Let me get you a few examples of how this happens across the board. When the Congress is in power, in states where they're in power, or other non-BJP parties, look at what the TMC did. They poached Pabitra Kar yesterday and they fielded him against Shubhendu Adhikari in Nandigram, and all of this happened yesterday. He left the BJP, he joined the TMC, he's been fielded. Other people in the same state, you have Bishnu Prasad Sharma, he contested 2024 Lok Sabha as a rebel. He's the BJP MLA from Kurseong, joined the TMC on 18th of February and expected to contest from the TMC as well. In Tamil Nadu, O. Selvam has been poached by the DMK and he is likely to contest from that party. Other people in Tamil Nadu as well, R. Vaithalingam, again former AIDMK, has joined the DMK. Can we please go quicker through this? We've got Aisha Potti, 3-time CPIM MLA, known as Giant Killer, has joined the Congress in Kerala. Same in Karnataka, Jagdish Shettar, 3-time CPIM MLA, known as Giant Killer, joined the Congress, is likely to... no, I don't think that is correct. That is not correct for Jagdish Shettar. All right, we've got this graphic also mixed up. Anyway, so the point of the matter is that there are all parties, when they are in power, they tend to poach. The thing is there a systemic weakness within Harshvardhan ji that allows for this poaching to happen?
नहीं पद्मजा, इस पर तो मुझे लगता है कि बार बार पॉलिटिकल रिफॉर्म की बात होती है और वो पॉलिटिकल रिफॉर्म कहां तक जाएगा, कैसे जाएगा. जैसे मैं तो ये भी कहता हूं कि किसी को भी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी को अगर कोई एक व्यक्ति चुनाव लड़ रहा है तो उसको 2 या 3 या 4 सीट से लड़ने की इजाजत ही नहीं होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि दोबारा वो जाता है तो फिर से वो चुनाव लड़ता है. ये तो आप रोक नहीं सकते हैं कि ठीक इलेक्शन के पहले अगर कोई अपनी लॉयल्टी शिफ्ट करना चाहता है तो हम चाहे जो कहें, और एथिक्स वगैरह होता नहीं है, मोरलिटी एथिक्स ये पॉलिटिक्स में चलती नहीं है. और मतलब रशीद किदवई जी को ध्यान में होगा कि इंदिरा गांधी ने तो हरा दिया था, कांग्रेस के जो कैंडिडेट प्रेसिडेंट के थे उनको हरा दिया था, तो मतलब उससे बड़ा कोई चुनाव तो होता नहीं. तो एथिक्स और मोरलिटी ये हम लोग टीवी डिबेट का मसला है, पत्रकारों को अच्छा लगता है किस तरह की बात करें. जिसके पास पावर होती है उसका इस्तेमाल करता है. अगर ममता बनर्जी को नहीं सूझा कि वो नंदीग्राम में जा सकती हैं तो उन्होंने पवित्र कार को ले लिया. राहुल गांधी की हिम्मत नहीं हुई अमेठी जाने की तो उन्होंने किशोरीलाल शर्मा को लाया और किशोरीलाल शर्मा जीत गए. तो मुझे लगता है कि ये कई बार पॉलिटिकल स्ट्रेटजी भी होती. और अगर कोई सिटिंग एमएलए एमपी है वो अगर पार्टी शिफ्ट कर रहा है तो आपको जो प्रोसेस करना है उसकी सदस्यता रद्द कराने के लिए करिए, लेकिन इसमें बहुत कुछ पॉसिबल नहीं है. मुझे लगता है पॉलिटिकल रिफॉर्म में भी ये हिस्सा नहीं हो सकता. हाँ, दूसरी चीजें जरूर है कि आप फंडिंग को कैसे करेंगे, तो इलेक्शन के वक्त होती है, इसमें तो कोई जानता नहीं है. भले कोई किसी के ऊपर आरोप लगाए, कोई ये कैसे कह सकता है कि कितने पैसे में कौन कहां से कहां चला गया. वो अंतरात्मा और जेब का जो संबंध होता है वो आप उसको स्थापित नहीं कर सकते, प्रूव नहीं कर सकते. तो मुझे लगता है ये डिबेट के लिए तो बड़ा अच्छा है, लेकिन क्या प्रैक्टिकली ये पॉसिबल है क्या? और फिर मैं कह रहा हूं, जब बीजेपी बहुत कमजोर थी तब भी उसके नेता कांग्रेस पार्टी में क्यों नहीं जाते थे, या दूसरे जो नेता वो क्यों नहीं जाते हैं? ये बड़े सवाल, बड़ी बड़ी नाराजगी हुई बीजेपी में. तो एक से एक बड़े नाराज रहे. कल्याण सिंह का एक उदाहरण छोड़ दें तो देखिए उमा भारती, ऐसे ढेर सारे नेता हैं जो साइड में चले गए, पर्दे के पीछे चले गए, परिदृश्य से गायब हो गए, लेकिन वो तो नहीं चले गए कांग्रेस पार्टी को बड़ा करने के लिए.
You know, I will just give a very small example. Sure, you can blame the BJP and the BJP is to blame for poaching people from other parties. But yesterday, after Pradyut Bordoloi had already sent out his resignation letter at around 11 p.m., you still had Gaurav Gogoi, the state president, the state in charge, Bhavar Jitendra Singh, saying Pradyut Bordoloi is going nowhere. He is going to continue in the party. We have spoken to him. He is eternally a congressman. What does that tell you about the approach? I will leave that to your wisdom. For the time being, gentlemen, thanks very much for joining us on Debate One. The other big story, and it's a shocking one, 7 foreign nationals, 6 Ukrainians and 1 infamous American mercenary, Matthew Van Dyke, are sitting in NIA custody tonight as we speak. They were nabbed in a coordinated operation across 3 airports, Delhi, Lucknow and Kolkata. The NIA, in its submissions to the Delhi court, has revealed that these individuals flew to Guwahati, then went to protected area of Mizoram without a necessary permit, and then crossed over to Myanmar. The allegations are very serious, including training Myanmar-based ethnic armed insurgent groups with cross-linkages to similar groups right here in India, secret training in drone warfare, illegal shipment of drones from Europe. It's a global conspiracy that threatens India's national security. And the really big question is, what were these mercenaries doing in India? Was this an effort to try and spoil the peace, to create unrest, to breed insurgency yet again across the Northeast? And when these people are mercenaries, if they are doing all this for money, and they have done it across the world in places like Libya, in places like Syria, who is paying them to do the same in India? An extremely puzzling and frankly a little scary story. What really were these men trying to implement in India? Professor Rohan Gunaratne, threat specialist of the Global Security Environment, joins us along with Lieutenant General Shokeen Chauhan, former chairman of the Ceasefire Monitoring Group and former Director General of the Assam Rifles. I want to start with you, General Chauhan, because you know the geography and the history of this entire area inside out. What do you think? Were these men an American mercenary and these Ukrainian men, apparently with a military background, doing in this region?
Thank you for inviting me to your show. It's always a pleasure to be with the NDTV. So what's clear here, and the clarity is that this American citizen, Van Dyke, is a mercenary. He's the head of the SOLI, that is the Sons of Liberty International. He has worked and trained Ukrainian forces in Ukraine. So he's got these 6 Ukrainians who've been caught along with him. There were apparently 30 Ukrainians, of which the NIA is still searching for 7 more. This particular individual has fought in Libya, was captured and escaped. He was declared a terrorist by the Assad regime. He was arrested on the 13th of March. And since then, they've been trying to interrogate him. It's interesting that the Ukrainian ambassador has asked for the release of the Ukrainians, but they have entered India legally, but gone into Mizoram illegally. The special area permit was not taken by them. After getting into Mizoram, they have crossed through illegitimate crossing points into Myanmar and have been caught back while coming back again. Now, let's see the issues. The issues are that they have been giving training in drones, in technology-based warfare, and they have been actually very well-trained mercenaries. So who are they training really? Are they training the insurgent groups inside Myanmar to fight the Tatmada or the Myanmar army? Or are they training insurgent groups that are fighting in India to fight the Indian army or the Assam Rifles inside India? These are 2 issues which are still, what I can say is still in a cloud, because we still are not clear about that. The training is going on technological equipment, especially drone warfare. And you are aware that in recent weeks, the Assam Rifles was hit, I think about a month back, by a drone that we could not jam. And they hit and a couple of boys of ours were injured. So are they responsible for that? Whatever be the situation, it's a very serious situation. And the idea that they could enter Mizoram, illegally go into Myanmar, establish contact with the ethnic armed organizations inside Myanmar and the insurgent groups banned in India, and provide combat training and weapons. And this training, incidentally, covered drone warfare, drone operations, assembly and jamming technology, modern warfare techniques, including multiple pre-scheduled sessions. So these are the issues. Whatever be, like I said, it's a serious situation and we must get to the bottom of it. Is it something new? In 2024, we had arrested an American earlier too. And in fact, if you remember, the Chief Minister of Mizoram, in one particular interview, had said that he was worried about the entry of Americans as Baptist, posturing as Baptist pastors entering Mizoram. And he said, we don't need any more pastors. We've got our own churches here and we don't need any more of them. So this is happening here. People are fishing in troubled waters. Are they training the cookies against the mighty? We all know that of recent months, the cookies have been better armed, even though they have looted far less weapons than the mighty. So are they providing weapons to the cookies? Are they restarting the process, the peace that now prevails in Manipur? Is that going to be restarted by arming a section of the cookies?
And just to add to that, General Chauhan, because here the NIA has said very clearly, and this has also been mentioned in the order that sent all of these men into custody, these EAGs are also known to be supporting some proscribed Indian insurgent groups by way of supplying weapons and other terrorist hardware and training them, thus affecting national security and interest of India. So they were trying to do something in India has been stated explicitly by the NIA.
Yes. So they are trying to do something in India. They're also in contact with the groups in Myanmar who are operating both against the Tatmadaw and against India. So both the issues are open at the moment. We'll come to know in greater detail what exactly they've done, but they're trying to up the ante, for which we are extremely, worried about.
In fact, Professor Gunaratne, if I could bring you in on this man is a mercenary, Matthew Van Dyke. The question is, then who is paying him?
It is very likely that the Myanmar groups, the insurgent groups, are paying Matthew Van Dyke and the Ukrainian team. Ukraine manufactures the cheapest drones in the world today, and they have the most experience in drone warfare. I believe, looking at the information that is now available in the public domain, as well as my own discussion with a colleague at the NIA, that the Indians are very concerned about this development because of the spillover effect of what is happening on the Myanmar-India border. In Myanmar itself, there are 170 insurgent groups. These 170 groups have largely formed into 3 clusters, and in the last 5 to 6 years, these groups have become stronger and more capable, and they are currently fighting the Myanmar government, largely using not only the standard combat tactics, but also using drone warfare.
Okay, General Chauhan, there's a lot of chatter about how this Matthew Van Dyke could be, quote unquote, a CIA asset. What do you make of this suggestion?
It's too early to talk about CIA at the moment. I would rather stick to what the professor has said. They're mercenaries. Now, there are 3 issues here. Who's paying these mercenaries? He's specified, he's talked about the fact that Myanmar-based terrorist groups are paying these mercenaries. It could be very right. They are training these mercenary groups or these terrorist groups to operate both in Myanmar and in India. They could be planning to restart the violence in Manipur, which has now come down. Has really come down because of the new chief minister and the governor who brought it down, and we're trying our best to get peace in Manipur. There could be inimical elements who don't want peace in Manipur. But whatever be the issue, they have upgraded to us. How has it affected us? I would like to assure the professor that the best paramilitary force in the country, the Assam Rifles, is holding the border along the Indian and Myanmar border. That's the best paramilitary force in the country. It has fought in Kashmir, it has fought in all the places, and has done an exceedingly good job. But there are gaps in the 1,643-kilometer long border between us and Myanmar, mainly because we don't have a comprehensive fence. Secondly, because of the free move regime, which allows people from both sides to enter within 10 kilometers of each other, and people could be taking advantage of this. Now, what is the main issue? The main issue is they've upgraded the systems. Like I said, the Assam Rifles was attacked by a drone, which we could not jam about a month and a half back, and we had injuries to our Assam Rifle boys. So this could be a result of these drone operators from Ukraine, that we are not able to jam this thing. It directly upgrades the aerial threat to the army and Assam Rifle patrols, the forward posts, and creates problems for our logistics in Manipur and in Mizoram. Training in drone jamming means that the insurgents might attempt to neutralize the Indian Army's drone surveillance drones and logistic assets in that theater, which is again a very dangerous situation for us. The accused, I don't know if you're aware, used a specific transit corridor, Guwahati, Mizoram, Myanmar, exploiting the gaps in the border surveillance system, which has raised, urgent issues about how we are actually carrying out the surveillance. I have been the Director General of the Assam Rifles, and I'm aware that the Assam Rifles has spread itself totally to control this border. But the border is difficult to control. It's jungle-based, it's mountain-based, it's extremely difficult to control. And because of the large number of, and because of firstly, there is no Myanmar army on the opposite side. So there's no one to stop these people from entering the other side. So we are largely doing it on our own. And as you're aware, the Chins in the Chin state in Myanmar are actually ethnically related to the Mezos in Mizoram and also ethnically related to the Kukis in Manipur. So somebody could be planning to restart this.
Okay.
To restart the violence. And this is something we take very seriously.
All right. It is still very preliminary information that is filtering out at this point. But like both the gentlemen have been saying, extremely worrying development, not just the fact that these men have managed to travel through India into Myanmar, but also the nature of training that they are getting, the deployment of drones now in the kind of action or attacks they may have been planning in the near future. We'll keep a close track of that.
Yeah.
For the time being, General Chauhan and Professor Gunaratne, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
The front lines of Kargil. The fury of Operation Sindhu.
So many attacks.
The chaos and cries of disaster zones. To fighter jet cockpits. And the world's most defining interviews.
It's incredible.
He has seen history break. Live. Unfiltered. 20,000 hours of live broadcasting.
Welcome to Left, Right and Centre.
Hard facts.
War-struck country.
Hard questions.
In the Ukraine.
30 years of trust.
In the Kargil area. North Ukraine. In France. In Italy. At Srinagar. Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Vishnu Shom. Only on NDTV.
Some moments in life are lifelong. Some memories are lifelong. Just like Tata Power Solar Roof, best quality solutions, lifelong service guarantee and unmatched expertise. Ye on the quality lifelong.
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind. I pause, I reflect, I dig, until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika Sood.
All right, team, our new order show is ready. Now we need a promo. Something cool, something sharp.
Well, I'm sure we'll be having outstanding reviews, solid suggestions,
expert advice, the latest trends. It's a lot simpler. We'll help people make the right auto decisions. It's got the cool stuff, geeky stuff, serious stuff, all of it, so that you can discover, decide, and drive. I'm Siddharth Sharma, and I am your Automate.
Sito le bolla mia tutoriano. Quando si fa l'amore sotto luna.
को यहाँ से जाना ही होगा।
जय मां दुर्गा!
There is no bigger battle in 2026. And nobody has reported Bengal like I have. Buckle up for an unforgettable election thriller. Will the BJP breach Mamta's fortress?
TMC जावे, BJP आसमे।
Can Didi fight off her life's biggest challenge?
BJP double engine সরকার এই লড়াই বাঁচতে হবে।
Battleground Bengal with Manogya Loiwal.
Si tu le vuoi la mia zutteriano, quando si fa l'amore sotto luna, come te va a stare sai la biu. Mette bene in caffè di I love you. Papà l'americano.
From the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world. Join me, Gargi Raut, as I track all the developments as they break. Live from the NDTV newsroom, weekdays at 4 p.m.
Si tu le vuoi la mia zutteriano, quando si fa l'amore sotto luna. Come te va a stare sai la biu. Mette bene in caffè di I love you. Papà l'americano.
Delhi, the Greens are ready. The contest, the intensity, the energy. Where the finest pros of golf meet the pros of business. NDTV DP World PGTI Golf Pro app, the course of champions, the conversation of leaders. 21st March, Kotab Golf Course, Delhi.
What is the current status of Iran's supreme leader Mojtaba Khamenei?
I can tell you that he's fine. I'm sure you have already heard about his message.
Haven't heard from Mojtaba Khamenei. There's some talk of him having been airlifted to Russia. There's widespread dispersion of power across Iran.
Mojtaba was generally seen as the most favored candidate by the IRGC, by the Revolutionary Guard. So what you now have is a military dictatorship with a clerical facade making all the decisions.
They are fighting an asymmetric battle. Does this, in a sense, force Israel and the United States to think about an off-ramp? The Iranian regime has been using asymmetric warfare against Israel for the last 3 decades. We have to make sure that their capability to do so diminishes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bolton, for speaking to us. We've heard of how Iran was planning to assassinate President Donald Trump.
Iran has tried to assassinate Donald Trump. They've tried to assassinate me too because of the successful strike against Qasem Soleimani, then the head of the Quds Force.
The voices that matter speak first and exclusive to NDTV.
In a month that moved markets, shifted diplomacy,
the entire world,
and stirred political battlegrounds, India chose its news carefully. NDTV India and NDTV 24/7. #1 on YouTube. NDTV Network, streaming India's trust. Leading India's conversations. Tamil Nadu elections don't play small. They play big. High stakes, high voltage, high drama. Before the blockbuster unfolds, the OG of election coverage comes to Tamil Nadu to track the elections, spotting the mood and bringing perspectives from every side. On the NDTV network.
Hello and welcome. You're watching Left, Right, Centre with me, Raisha Sehgal. On the show today, Iran has confirmed the death of its intel chief, along with its top security chief. But the question is, how much of that will affect Iran's ability to fight the ongoing war? We will weigh into that question and will also tell you how Iran's government works. It is day 19 of the war, and while strikes and counter-strikes continue, Israel has claimed to have killed Iran's top guns. Apart from killing Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Israel has also killed various leaders from the IRGC commander Mohammad Pakpor to Iran's top security chief Ali